The 417 Gamers is a group of board, tabletop, and card gamers in the 417 area code. This is the podcast. Welcome to the 417 Gamer Podcast, episode 46, the one with free ride and GenCon. In the 4, we talk about 4 restaurants that Andrea and I have been enjoying recently. We talk Big Slice, Hogtied in Aurora, Caesar's Old Mexico, and Pizza House. In the one topic of the show, we review the train game designed by Friedman Freeze, published by Rio Grande Games, Free Ride. And in the 7, Jess from Village Meeple joins us once again as we talk about GenCon. She got to go. She had all of the games. She picked up all of the games. So we talk about some games that Andrea and I were looking at that, we might have to pick up ourselves. Jess talks about some of the games that she picked up that she really, really liked, or maybe she hadn't picked up just yet. But without further ado, here's the 417 Gamer Podcast. Welcome to the 417 Gamer Podcast. My name's Rick.
And I'm Andrea.
Later in the episode, we'll be joined by Jess again when she talks in the 7 about Gen Con, because she got to go there. So in the 4, we like to talk about 4 things. This month, we're going to talk about some more restaurants. We did it back when David came in on Tremendicon. I want to say that was episode 38, if I'm not mistaken. And we talked about Metropolitan Grill, Coyotes, just good restaurants in the area. We enjoy going to different restaurants because Springfield has quite a few good things.
We have as many restaurants as we do everything else.
Yeah, we have as many well, maybe not churches. There's a church on every corner. But, so, I love my pizzas. I'm going to start off with one, and we'll probably finish with another.
All right.
We're going to start with Big Slice. Big Slice is New York-style pizza. They have 2 locations. One's on Sunshine, just off of Fremont. The other one is on South Kansas Expressway, just off of Republic Road. They have not Chicago. No, we don't have Chicago. I wish. They have a New York-style pizza. It's a thin crust, but the floppy, it's not hard, cracker crust.
Right.
Really good sauce, fresh toppings, different styles of pizza. Now, for me, I love a good cheese pizza, and their cheese and their sauce is wonderful. But they also have their meat lovers. They have the Burt Reynolds, which is like a barbecue sauce pizza with onion, pineapple, pepperoni, bacon. They have their white pie, which has got like an Alfredo-style sauce. Mm-hmm. They have a pesto pie. They have a lot of stuff.
They also have a lot of pre-made pizzas, kind of like, what's the Spiro's or... I can't remember. In the mall, they've got Sbarro's. Okay, so you walk in and they've got pre-cooked. Then they just heat them up, slices of pizzas, the big slices. That's why they call it the big slice. But this is better. I'm sorry, but I was just saying you can get fresh made pizza or you can buy a pre-made slice. Please continue.
No, I agree. Tell them that, but get the fresh pie if you can.
Yes.
The difference between an already made slice and a fresh pie is the pre-made slice is fine. And I would put it in Springfield pizza terms as a 7. If you went nationally, I'd probably put it as like a 4 or a 5. That's not bad.
Right.
It's just, if somebody came to town and I was going to show them restaurants, I would not give them a pizza in the window. We would get a fresh pie, and I'd pay the upcharge to split flavors, because they'll split flavors for you.
Right.
You can do a Mongo, which is the meat lovers, on one half, and then do the Hawaiian on the other side, or the Supreme Ruler, or whatever. Fresh pie is the way to go. On top of that, their garlic knots are really good. The pepperoni pinwheels are excellent. Uh-huh. And I would say they have the second best calzone in town. But that is... We have so many pizza places in town. And when we lost Luca's, I don't remember their name anymore. They've been gone since pandemic.
No.
Oh, I know, it's been 5 years. They had the pit bull on their little,
Yeah.
They had my favorite crust and sauce in town, period. But we haven't had Luco's, so we went back to the Big Slice. We got a fresh pizza. I'm like, this is still really, really good.
Yeah.
Andrea, second restaurant we want to talk about? Hogtied?
Hogtied is barbecue, and it's delicious. Not just barbecue, but all the sides are great too. It's in Aurora.
Yes.
They also have one in Willard. We like the one in Aurora the best. There's a slight difference, even though there's the same, company as with any,
The one in Aurora tastes fresh, like they cooked it there. Willard, whether they cook it outside and put it in the foil containers or they bring it up from Aurora, I don't know exactly. I just know when they sit in those foil containers with the cover on them, it's not as good.
Of course.
So Hog Tart and Aurora is the one that we're talking about. Top to bottom, they have the best barbecue menu in the 417 area for my money. Everything is good to great. Now, we've said this. You can go find each single item that is better somewhere else. You can find their ribs that are really good. There are probably a couple of places in town that have a better rib. They have really good pulled pork. You can find a couple places in town that have a better pulled pork. They have pretty good burnt ends. I think Smokin' Bob's and City Butcher have a better burnt end. Their sides are really good. Their baked beans are good. Sweet potato fries. Their onion rings are thin onion straws. They do fresh pork rinds. Their cornbread is so good.
It really is.
And I don't slaw or potato salad, but I was told by the people that do like that is pretty good there too. So if you're in the area, you want really good barbecue, and you don't know what you want, go there and get one of their meat combo platters. Or go there with another friend and get a couple of the meat combo platters and share back and forth.
Yeah.
It's worth it. Number 3 is Caesar's Old Mexico. Another thing we have a plethora in Springfield is Mexican restaurants.
It's true.
But there's a couple that stand out as far as their menu is different and their flavor is just head and shoulders above the rest.
Yeah.
Caesar's Old Mexico is on the east side. It's on Sunshine, just off of Oak Grove. It used to be an old McSalty's Pizza, and I think it was something before that too. But the art on the outside is awesome. Was it Day of the Dead? I forget the word, the name for it, because I'm sleepy and terrible right now. But when you go in, all the food is so good, fresh ingredients, great seasoning. But what sets it above for me is their margaritas.
Oh my, their flavored margaritas. They've got, they got peach and blueberry and
blue raspberry, watermelon.
Oh my gosh,
strawberry. They have like 7 or 8 flavors, and we've had 4 or 5. Not once have we been able to taste that they were actually margaritas because you can taste the flavor. Mm-hmm. The peach tastes like a peach,
right?
But after 1 or 2, you know it was in there. You just couldn't taste it.
Yeah.
That's how well they mix them. And if you're somebody that wants a little bite, tell them. They'll back off the sweetness a little bit, and they'll give you your bite if you really want it.
Yeah.
They have the glass bottle Cokes and the glass bottle Dr. Peppers, which are delicious. And the decor on the inside is lucha. And you know how much I love my wrestling?
You do love that wrestling.
So there's lucha masks all over the place. There's like Blue Demon. There's El Santo, Mil Mascaras. What is it? Dr. Wagner. So many different masks. And a whole bunch of the old, like 50s, 60s, 70s Mexican movie posters with the luchas that were in there. So good. The 4th restaurant we're going to talk about is another pizza place.
Totally different kind of pizza.
Sure.
On the other side of town, north side of town on Commercial Street, Pizza House.
Yes.
Thin cracker crust pizza. And it just kind of melts in your mouth.
It does. And it's another one where I forgot how good it was. Because we have Emo's that's thin crust.
Yeah.
We have Eris that has thin crust. Then you have every other chain that has a thin crust. But when you go to Pizza House, you get through a pizza and you forgot you ordered a pizza. It's so good, and it goes down. Now they're kind of minimalist on the utensils. You get a napkin, you get a fork, you get a little paper plate, and then they have these pizza pans that they seemingly have had forever. And sometimes you might get the warped one, to where you have a pizza that's like a little toasty on one side and nicely cooked on the other. But man, for a Springfield staple, Pizza House is so good for thin cracker-style crust pizza.
Really is.
That was the 4 and the 417 Gamer podcast. Our topic of the show is going to be a review, and if we did this right, hopefully we're reviewing the Friedman Freeze train game Free Ride, published by Rio Grande Games. Once again, thank you, Jay Tomlinson, for all those great Rio Grande games that you sent us for Moon City Con. We will see you on the other side. We want to shout out to Rio Grande Games. Thank you very much, Jay Tomlinson, for sending games to Moon City Con. Rio Grande publishes my favorite game in Concordia, designed by Matt Gertz, Woodcraft by Vladimir Suchi, Free Ride from Friedman Freeze. Check out their brand new game, Moon Colony Bloodbath. That is me and Andrea's current game of the year. Check out RioGrandeGames.com or contact your friendly local game store and get your Rio Grande game. The one topic of the show is going to be our review of Free Ride. Designed by Friedman Freeze, published by 2F Spiel and Rio Grande Games in the States, and this was another game that Rio Grande sent us at Moon City Con, and we wanted to review it and play it a little bit.
Yeah.
Had a good time with it.
Yeah, it was really good.
So,
we have quite a few train games in our collection.
We do.
From the low end of Ticket to Ride, lightweight, all the way up to the heavier Steam
and Age of Steam
train games. I feel like this is on the lighter side. It's not as heavy or as light, I should say, as Ticket to Ride. It's a little heavier than Ticket to Ride.
Yeah, I'd say it's a step above. I agree with you.
I say it's even maybe a step above family weight, beginner family weight. Now, if you have family that are gamers, they would get this.
Yeah. Here's the write-up on Board Game Geek. Around the end of the 19th century, a growing network of railway lines was built in Europe, allowing people to travel to the major cities to visit beautiful structures influenced by Art Nouveau and historicism. In Free Ride, you are one of several people in charge of building railway lines, connecting the cities in Europe, and carrying passengers to those cities. The game board shows 45 cities connected by a network of potential routes, and all railway lines built will be one of 3 types: lines you own, lines owned by fellow players, and state line owned lines. When you travel along the railway lines, you pay nothing to travel on yours or state-owned lines, but to travel on a fellow player's line, you must pay them 1 coin, which then converts it to a state-owned line. From then on, traveling on that line is free for all players. As coins are limited, you should carefully balance the building of your own lines with the conversion of your fellow players to state lines. Which is the nuts and bolts of the game. It explains everything that you're going to be doing in there. In Free Ride, you have basically 3 actions. 1, move your train around, and you can move it up to 2 cities for the first 2 rounds of the game. The other one is build lines. When you build lines, you get 2 points to build. Regular train spots only cost 1 point, and anything that is kind of treacherous terrain, whether it's going over water or in a tunnel, costs 2 points to build. So if you're building under a tunnel, you put 1 piece down, but that took both of your points to build it. If you have a rail line connecting cities that is incomplete, you put your little hammer next to that incomplete rail line, and the next time you build rail, you have to complete that first before you can go on. During your build action, if you are down to 1 or 0 pieces of train track, you can pay a coin to get 5 pieces. The reason why you would want to do that is the third action is pay nothing but just get 5 train track pieces, but you don't get to build. So you're trying to be more efficient to get your pieces and build on the same turn. So that might be why you spend that coin, and it all depends on timing. I mean, because you don't want people to take the line that you wanted to build, because then you have to pay them to take it, and then you're just giving them a coin.
You might as well pay the coin to put your own line down.
Because coins at the end of the game are 3 points apiece.
Yeah.
Now, whenever you move your train about, once you get to your destination for your passengers, you take the cards that are on your train car, flip them face down. The only way to pick up more cards is in the tableau of cards. They have 3 cards in 6 different sets. You must pass through one of the cities from the top or the middle, and that is your originating place where you're picking up your passengers. and you take the car directly below that for their destination. That's where they want to go. So once you have either stopped or passed through that city and your car's empty, you pick up those new passengers. That originating city goes down your car first, and then your destination goes on top. And it stays there until you get to the destination. You cannot discard those. So once you take it, you're locked in.
Yeah.
And through the first round, your train moves 2 places, and you only have 1 train car to take passengers in. When you get to the round 2 cards, you now get 2 train cars that you could have multiple destinations. And then in the third round, your train upgrades to where it can move up to 3 places. Which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but by the third round, you've built a whole bunch of rail lines, and you can start zipping across that board.
Makes a big difference.
And just speed-wise, it kind of feels like Bonanza, in the fact, Bonanza, that first time you go through the deck, is like 30 minutes. But then the next 2 times you go through the deck, because Bonanza plays in 3 rounds. The next 2 times you go through that deck is just quick.
Sure. And
that's the way this kind of ramps up. Your first age of cards is slow going, but it's everybody learning the rules when your first game. But once you've played it, that first round is still slow. You can only have 1 destination at a time. You're building a lot of rails, and your train can only move 2 spots. In that second era, now you can have 2 destinations, so you can plan maybe like a longer journey and pick up a shorter journey as you're going around. And you've got more rails that have been built, so there's more flexibility in your planning. Mm-hmm. And in the third round, you get that 3rd extra move. So it just starts... It's like a locomotive building up steam as you're playing. It's kind of interesting. So, Andrea, when we review these games, we review them based on 5 criteria. First, we look at presentation. How does that game look on the table as you're playing it? How does that book look on how does that game box look on your shelf? Mm-hmm. Does it entice you to pull it back out? Because there's some shiny boxes that we pull out that just look better. I mean, we like most of our games anyway. Mm-hmm. But there are certain games that get pulled out over and over, and sometimes it's gameplay, but sometimes it's the shiny box right in front of you. I mean, Wormspan's got a beautiful spine to it.
It sure does.
And it's really easy for us to pull that out and play it.
And somebody comes over and they're like, what's that game?
As well as in a retail setting. Mm-hmm. How much does it pop on the retail shelf? Yeah. The second criteria is components and rulebook. How nice are those components? Do you enjoy, picking them up? Mm-hmm. Does it have crappy paper money? How nice are the meeples? And then rulebook. How easy is that rulebook to learn from? Or did you just forsake it and go watch a video? The third criteria is gameplay. How well does that game play? Once you understand the rules and you're pretty sure you have a good understanding, is it intuitive? Is it easy to teach? Mm-hmm. Is it easy to grok? Fourth is theme. How well does that theme convey? Do you enjoy the theme? And do you think that theme kind of feeds the game to where, you feel it a little bit? Mm-hmm. And then it factor. How much do you want to play this game? Andrea, presentation on Free Ride.
It is a fine, good old train game. Mm-hmm. I do like the pieces in this. When they're on the board, they look real good.
Yes.
Especially when you have claimed a route as yours. There's a special token you put on the line. It looks like a little bridge to me that shows that line's yours. Mm-hmm. When the board is covered in lines and tokens, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
I give it a 3.75.
You give it a 3.75. I've played so many train games, especially lately. I'll give it a 3.75 too. The present, it's got a blah board. The cards are bland. And they've got like black and white art for the kind of cool structures you're going to go visit in Sofia, Prague, Copenhagen.
Yeah.
And so I'll give it the 3.75 as well. And I think they could have made the board pop just a little bit better. I think the cards could have... The cards are easy to read, but I do think the art could have been a little bit...
I will say, if you were to spice up the board more, it's a Europe. It's a map of Europe.
Yeah.
That the train routes and pieces wouldn't be as... It might get muddled into the art of the board.
That's true.
And that might be why it's more of a monochrome board. That is my thought you'll have to ask.
And then the cards kind of mimic the monochrome.
Yeah.
I could get that. I'm still stuck at the 375.
Okay.
Components and rulebook. We just talked a little bit about the cards on the art, so that's where we are there. The coins are just cardboard coins. They're not bad. They're not good. They're just there. I do like the like you said, your little bridge pieces or your tunnel pieces. Mm-hmm. The train tracks are fine.
The train tracks are 3D. They're not one layer. They're little 3D plastic lines that your bridges fit over.
And I'm going to say the rulebook is kind of meh. I'm pretty sure this is a translation. Understand? Freedom and Freeze, European. And this is translated to an English rule set. Mm-hmm. The description on how you pick up new cities, I don't care for it. And I think there's a better wording for it. And I've augmented my teach each time we've taught this game. Mm-hmm. And I'll probably do it again just a little bit. I'm kind of getting away from their terminology. I don't like state-lined railroads. I understand that is the technical term. Mm-hmm. But I just kind of use, yours, mine, universal. And that's been easy for newer players to understand than state-lined or state-owned lines. So, yeah, components and rulebook, I'm giving it a 3.5. Andrew, where are you at?
Okay, so on this particular edition of this game, I'm going to give it a 3.0, and here's why. The cards, the names of the cities on the cards are the European spelling of the cities. Yeah. So it is, as an American, I'm not familiar with their spellings. Paris is the same. Paris is spelled the same. But Rome is spelled Roma, and there are a lot of cities that I'm not familiar with. So finding them on the map with the European spelling adds a degree of difficulty if it's something you're not familiar with. If you are from Europe and you're used to these spellings, and it will be fine. You will not have a problem with that part of the cards. It just adds a little, and it's not necessarily bad. It's good for me to learn these things. I'm becoming more cultured, and and learning my European cities,
instead of the American word.
Yeah, and how they spell and pronounce them, which I guess I didn't realize was different from the way we do.
Because they use the Danish word for Copenhagen, as we call it, and it's Copenhagen, which is a Kobenhaven. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lviv is Lviv, as we've been calling it. It's Lwiw, Lviv. Yeah. So, and I know the pronunciation is Lviv, but we just look at it like, hey, I'm going to Lwiw.
Yeah.
So yes, we are dumb Americans that make fun of the things that we look at and just don't recognize.
Exactly. Brussels is not spelled at all like I would think Brussels would be spelled. So that adds a level of difficulty that the game probably didn't expect there to be. Yeah. So, however, they do have, and we talked about this privately, an American map version that came out this year that we would like to pick up and play, because if we were to play this with our family and friends, it will be easier for them to grasp if they already know all the cities.
That brings us to gameplay. The gameplay, once you understand it, I enjoy the pick up and deliver. You're picking up passengers at one location, dropping them off at another, and you're trying to... It's that efficiency puzzle that you're trying to put together. What's the best way to get your passengers not only to their destination, but to be able to pick up another set of passengers immediately and start on your next route. I really enjoy that. I think it's, as you alluded to, I think it's just a step heavier than what it needs to be, but I don't know how to make this easier without dumbing down the gameplay to where it's not fun anymore.
And I think that extra level of difficulty will be a plus for someone who would be bored to play a Ticket to Ride, because honestly, you have got to plan at least a turn or two ahead, because what you're choosing for your passengers and your route that you're doing, you need to pick in something that not only that you can complete that turn, but you need to plan ahead, because you're going to have to pick up other routes while you're there in the same vicinity. So you need to plan at least 2 turns ahead before you start taking your actions. So that would be a plus for some people.
Yeah. I also like you can't hurt anybody, per se, but you can get in each other's way, and you can take the destinations that somebody was working for.
Sure.
A lot of times we took them because that's what we needed, but it was also like, hey!
I wanted that, but that you get in any game.
But that kind of gives you a little more, that little bit of competitiveness that's still fun.
But it does not have that element in the Ticket to Ride where they took the route you needed and now it's just off the board.
Yeah.
The ability to pay a coin to the original builder and now anyone can use that line. I think might stop some fights in some situations because you didn't cut somebody off from their only way to win the game.
So for me, the gameplay is the strong point of this game. Yeah. I put it at a solid 4.
Yeah, I think so too. I actually really enjoyed it.
So where are you going to put it?
4.0.
4.0.
That's pretty good.
Then we go on theme. We, as you alluded to again, we have a lot of train games. We like train games.
We do.
Once we get to the heavy stock train games, the 18XX series, that's where I pull back. That's my line in the sand.
Oh, that is my ceiling. That's a little above my ceiling. That's upstairs in the neighbors upstairs. Yeah. They're playing that game.
That's back there in the caboose. We let those people back there. But the theme, it's very much a train game, and I've talked my score up as I talked about it, that the game does chug along and gain momentum as it goes. And theme-wise, I'm gonna give it a 3.8. I had it probably like a 3.5, but the more I talk about it, I'm like, there's just some really kind of I don't want to say cute. What is that? Kind of endearing theme to it and feeling to it as you play it. That it just ramps up, and gets faster, and then it ends. The third deck depletes so quickly, and you're like, wait a second.
You're able to complete more routes because more of the train tracks are built.
Oh, yeah. More train tracks are built. You're able to have 2 routes at a time. You're now able to move 3 cities at a time. And you're just zipping around the board. Score-wise, the way the game scores is your coins are worth 3 points. Your destinations, the first time you get that destination city completed, it's worth 5 points. But every time you go back there for an additional visit, it's only worth 2. So going to new cities is more productive points-wise than revisiting old haunts. But yes, theme, I'm at a 3.8. Andrew, where are you on theme?
I was going to say 3.5, but just now as you were talking, I realized that versus the other games we have, I would rather play this than several others that we have.
Really?
So I'm going to go 4.0.
4.0. And then that brings us to the it factor. How much do you want to play this right now off the shelf? I'm going to put this at a 3.75. This specific game, it's actually lower. I put it at a 3. I would play it if somebody suggested it, but right now we have so many games. I'm looking at a few right now. It is not next in line. However, it has set us up to where we're already talking about the sequel, the USA map, that we want to play with our friends because our friends bit the bullet and played this game with us, and they're like, yeah, there's a good game here. I just didn't know where the cities were, and chalked it up to ignorance on our friends' parts, our parts. But gameplay wise, they're like, I'd like to see this on the USA map. And I think that goes with Ticket to Ride as well.
Sure.
The areas you know better are the ones you have your initial fun with. Then you get those additional maps where you start learning the cities. And some people like learning the new things, and some people do not. So 3.7 on my it factor. Andrea, where's your it factor?
3.75.
3.75. All right, Andrea, your final score for Free Ride, designed by Freeman Freeze, published by F2 Spiele and Rio Grande Games, is a 74. Mine is a 75.
Pretty close.
Thanks for listening to this review. I think we should go on to the 7.
Yeah.
Let's bring Jess back on.
Okay.
Because she got to go to Gen Con.
She did.
We're going to try and get there maybe next year.
Yeah, that lucky duck.
That lucky duck did get to go. And I think she brought back a lot of stuff.
She did. As you should.
And then she came back home to puppies, too.
Lucky duck.
Yeah. But after the little bump, we'll have Jess back on. We'll talk about GenCon. Have you heard of We Teach Wednesdays at Village Meeple? Andrea and I partnered with Jess at Village Meeple. We did a We Teach Saturday event at Moon City Con, but that was inspired by their own event. Every Wednesday, Village Meeple picks a game they want to teach you. Want to find out what's on deck from them? Go to their website at villagemeeple.com, find out the game, go out there and learn. They're fantastic teachers. And if you're lucky, maybe they have it in stock and you can take it home. That's villagemeeple.com. The 7 in the 417 Gamer podcast is 7 of a given category. We're talking Gen Con. One of the three of us, and we're joined by Jess, coming back from the previous episode. Hello.
Hello.
Find her at Village Meeple in Springfield, Missouri, our friendly local gaming board gaming cafe. She got to go to Gen Con.
I did.
We're looking in her office. She Gen Con'd pretty hard.
Yeah, I had to work pretty hard to find you a chair.
Yeah. I appreciate the chair.
You're welcome.
But we are looking at 7 games that we are excited for because of Gen Con previews. We got to play them at Gen Con or pick them up from Gen Con. Something to do with Gen Con and games.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah.
Then we'll start with you, number 7.
Is this ranked?
No, well, I mean, we're just going 7.
Okay, because I was like, I don't want to rank this at 7.
Not this one.
So one of the games that I got to see at the board game trade show, which is like the fanciest thing that I get to say that I go to. At Gamma, they had a game called 12 Rivers, and it's from Good Games Publishing. They did like Bark Avenue, Landon versus Sea. But 12 Rivers is like gorgeous artwork, really, really cool table presence. So it has like a backdrop and it's got like the slopey marble run type situation. But what you're doing on your turn is you're taking these wooden pegs and you're putting them in different positions on it to block the river flow. Mm-hmm. And then when they're pearls, when the pearls hit it, you get to take those. And then it's basically kind of matching colors after that. But just really cool, quick set play. And we played it at 4 at the con and it got a little spicy, which was kind of fun. And then we played it with 2 the other day and it was really cozy. So we've talked about like different player counts and how that affects your games, but it was just really interesting to see that. And so I'm just really excited to bring it into the shop. I don't know how well it's going to fare in the library because it takes a little bit of assembly and I think she might be a fragile lady after a few uses, but we'll see how it holds up. But yeah, I'm really excited about 12 Rivers.
Andrea, you're number 6.
Lord of the Rings, Fate of the Fellowship. It is a pandemic-style cooperative game, and I personally have friends and family that are huge Lord of the Rings fans who aren't necessarily gamers the way that we are, so I think this will be the perfect bridge for us.
We got to learn it first. Supposedly it's a little more complex than the regular Pandemic, but they played Pandemic with us just fine. So hopefully, if we can just introduce just a couple more mechanics, they'll
it's really cool looking on the table too. Like I think Lord of the Ring fans are going to be really excited about
it. Number 5, I'm going to go with Battle for Hoth. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, but I love my Memoir 44. And Memoir 44 is a 2-player, but if you have enough games and pieces, it's an 8-player war game. And so I'm looking forward to getting this because Memoir 44, World War II, it's a little dry for some people, but once people sit down and start playing it, they have a great time. Battle for Hoth, I think, is going to be easier to drag people into. Still the same mechanics, but then you get your Star Wars for them. I get my mechanics for me. And they still have, I think it's called the Epic game instead of Overlord, where you put 2 boards side by side. You have 3 people on each side playing the ground, and then 2 people off to the side basically playing HQ and handing out the battle cards to all the players so they can attack one another.
Sure.
So I really enjoy it. I've already got 2 coming my way, and I will enjoy playing that. Jess, you got a number 4?
My number 4 is a game that I picked up at Gen Con on the first day because they sold out pretty quickly on it. It's a game called Lightning Train, and it is by Direwolf Games. They do Clank, and Clank is great.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do other things, but Clank is I really like Clank. But it is a train-themed bag builder, and I really like bag builders. I feel like they're having their moment right now, too. Tons of components. That game was heavy, so I'm really excited to dive into that one. But don't know too much about it, but everyone I talked to was excited about it, too.
Nice.
Yeah, and maybe it's because there's so many deck builders out there. When I get to a bag builder, I don't mind it at all.
Yeah.
And I'm interested in it because we love Orleans. Mm-hmm. And then we need to play Altiplano because it's llamas in bag building, but
I like bag building too because I feel like there's different things you can do with that. So like Quacks versus Orleans versus Antiplano, those are not the same game. But they're the same kind of mechanic. And I feel like just saying it's a bag builder, you're like, ooh, what kind? Like, what could it be? So I like deck building is deck building is deck building. But I feel like bag building kind of has a little bit of different spice to it.
Yeah.
Andrea, do you have a number 3 for us?
Vines and Flowers. It just looks like a very beautiful game, and the components look really good. The little flowers are little tokens, and then there are like little cardboard pieces that you build up. So it's 3D and it's very tactile with the little flower pieces.
Yeah, they like slot in and seed in. You're building a big vine.
That's cool.
Yeah.
If you connect like flowers, you get different bonuses, and I think there's little bugs on them too that give you powers if you place them correctly.
Yeah, so just looking at it had me interested.
One that we're both interested in is Sanctuary from Capstone Games. It's the same designer as Arc Nova, but it's supposed to be simplified quite a bit. There's no money in the game. Instead, you have hexagonal tiles that already have animals on them. So you don't have to take a build action and an animal action. You just put it out there. It still has the card mechanic from Arc Nova where wherever the card is seated, that's its strength from the left to right. But there's not 5 actions, there's 4 actions. So it's simplified. I don't think it's simple, but it's simplified from Arc Nova. So if Arc Nova was too much for your friends, but they wanted to try, I think Sanctuary might be the better fit to pull them into a zoo game.
No, that would be awesome because I love Arc Nova, but that 3-hour clock time is a hard sell sometimes to get people to do it, or even just to get it to the table for us. So, and it's just not the same on BGA. It tries, but there's only so much you can do on there.
Yeah. And do you have a number 1 for us?
I do have a number 1. I'm going to cheat and just pick a publisher, and I'm, of course, biased, but All Play had some excellent games come out this year. They had a line wrapped around their booth almost every single day. They sold out of one of their games on Thursday, Soda Jerk, which is really, really fun. And they sold out of Vivo, which is another one of their tiny box games. Vivo is, if you're liking trick takers right now, because we talked about trick takers are having their moment too, it's a really clever, quick trick taker that everybody I taught it to really enjoyed. And then they've got a bunch of really cool small box games, like Ruins is great. It's a card game where kind of a trick taker, but you have your cards are in sleeves and you can upgrade them kind of canvas style by layering them on top of them. Mm-hmm. The nice part is not nice because you'll upgrade a card and it'll be beautiful and powerful, but it's going to get shuffled back out. And so you may just lose that card you just upgraded. And you get to claim 2 cards, but only 2 the whole time. Yeah. But it's really cool. That sold crazy. And then Oddland is the other one that I really like. It's kind of like if Carcassonne and Cascadia had a baby. So got that tile laying component to it, and then the scoring mechanism based on where you put things like Cascadia has. But
we played that at your anniversary here.
Yeah, because it was like, this is zoo adjacent. Yeah. Here you go.
We brought Arc Nova, and the friends we had planned on bringing with us, they're like, we have adult stuff. I'm like, we understand.
Gross.
We have adult stuff next week.
Yeah.
And then we had adult stuff for like 4 weeks straight. And
it was not fun.
Yeah, July was not great for our games.
No.
We were sad.
August is going to pick it back up. It promises. Pinky promises.
Yeah. Those are 7 games that we are excited for and/or are happy to see from Gen Con. Sanctuary, I think, got previewed. I don't think it actually comes out until Spiel in October. But thanks for listening to this episode of the 417 Gamer podcast. Jess, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Where can people find Village Meeple one more time?
Village Meeple is in Springfield, across from the Battlefield Mall. We're at 1570 East Battlefield. We're just right behind Bricks and Minifigs.
Find them on all the social medias. Go to the website at villagemeeple.com. Find out what events they're planning, because they plan events every day they're open.
We try.
Well, until next time, keep gaming in the 417. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
The 417 Gamer podcast is recorded and produced by Andrea and Rick Bagwell. The intro music we use, Kind, Gentle, Beautiful Person, and the outro music, Making Up for Lost Time, was created by Origami Reptica. For links to our show notes, the music, and guest links, head over to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Hobby Gaming Network. Until next time, keep gaming in the 417.